Mondy,
Howdy,
what's up,
howdy.
man? We're
I'm
back.
doing good. Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
calm
hey.
down, bitch. Calm down. You got too much fucking dip on your fucking chest. News,
uh,
reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids, all that good
yep.
stuff. There's a lot of things to discuss today. I'm interested in your movie reviews. I can't wait to hear them. Let's do it.
Okay. The Rock's production company. The Rock's production company, $7, has signed a first look deal with Disney. It includes developing multiple projects that he will potentially star in. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of rolled my eyes when I first saw this.
Why?
But Because I just thought he was kind of moving in a new direction career wise with the A24 thing. I've been wanting him. I think he's really talented. I've been wanting him for a long time to kind of step into the actor's role, and he's kind of just sliding back into it looks like Journey to the Center of the Earth, Rampage type movies with Disney. So I'm just frustrated with him from an artistic level, but I'm pretty sure he'll make a lot of money. What are your thoughts on
Okay, Jesus Christ. I guess my view is more optimistic. To me, it sounds. It sounds good that he may not be starring in everything, and maybe he's going to try to put other people on. So that's
He's
always a
going to
good
star
thing.
in every single movie.
I Yeah, he is probably, but I mean, even if he can help someone else out, I still think that's a good thing. And it's Disney, so sure he's not going to have like carte blanche, but he'll be able to do. I'm sure like the things that he does will have a big budget. It'll have some thought behind it, hopefully, and could be fun. I enjoyed Jungle Cruise and Jumanji and bullshit like that. So
Will
even
will
though
you ever watch Jungle Cruise again?
I have watched it again, which is
Mm,
hilarious.
I
You know
actually
what's
have to.
funny? Okay,
It's not
I've
bad at all. I like it,
it
but
really is.
still,
Yeah,
God, he's fucking. Come on now, come on now. He's better than Disney.
I have rewatched Jungle Cruise before I have watched War for the Planet of the Apes. So yeah, it's been that
All
recent. But
right.
anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. Shout out to The Rock.
All right. Oscar Isaac and actress Carrie Mulligan will star as a couple in Beef season 2. Beef is the show that premiered on Netflix last year, the first
Stephen
A24
Young, Kelly Wu.
Stephen Yun and Ali Wong. You fucking
Ooh,
racist bitch.
Jesus Christ, Ali
Um,
Wong.
it was originally envisioned to be Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway,
Uh-huh.
which would have been interesting as well. It's two really big stars, but that didn't work out. So now we have Oscar Isaac and Carrie Mulligan, two also very talented actors. Will you ever watch Beef season 1? No pressure, just curious.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Don't really have an interest. Maybe I don't know. I'm not going to say never, but it's not on the 50 things that I have to watch list. So yeah, put it that way.
Did you ever watch Brother Son? No correlation, but
No, I didn't. And you're a fucking racist bitch. Yeah, I completely understood the correlation. This nigga Monty's
all
nuts.
right.
We were
Moving
talking about
on.
Asians. Okay, whoa.
Did you finish any shows or movies for our review section?
No, I haven't finished shit.
Oh
Haven't
wow.
finished
Okay.
shit.
Well, I watched 3 movies. The first movie I'm going to review is Inside Out 2. It's funny. When I went first, this movie's killing at the box office. First of all, like
Mm-hmm.
it surpassed Dune. Was like the number. Dune 2 was like the number one highest opening weekend. Dune had like 80 million, 85 million like that opening weekend. This movie had $154 million opening weekend, which is insane.
Families.
So the first $100 million opening weekend of the year. Yeah. Anyway, it's funny when I went to go watch this movie. I sat like in the back of the theater. I chose my seat because I was like, okay, I don't want to be amongst all the children. And when I got to my seat, it was just full of adults that were like by themselves, like in the back. So we all had like the same idea. We all had to like just look at each other, like understanding, like okay, yeah. Anyway, this movie I thought was very smart to tackle puberty. It follows the character Riley. In the first one, she's a little girl, and this one, she's in 8th grade, going to 9th grade. So that big middle school to high school transition.
Coming of
It's
age.
very,
Your favorite.
yeah. It's very similar to the first one in a sense of like it focuses on one overwhelming emotion that Riley's experiencing. In the first one, it was sadness, and this one is the new emotion, anxiety, voiced by Maya Hawke. And I think that it has some really valuable lessons for kids in here. Very kiddie lessons, but very valuable lessons. I mean, it's a Pixar movie, and like the first one, it had a very strong conflict resolution at the end of the film. But I do have one big problem for me. My disconnect with this film, which might not mean anything, I'm a 30-year-old man, is that the film tackles an 8th grader going to 9th grader and kind of those those things that kind of age range would experience, but it tackled those things in such a kiddie way, and so it kind of ironically, seemingly, in my opinion, this is target audience. I feel like it's too kiddie for them. Like I know, like a lot. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Mm-hmm. You know whom?
I have some cousins that are eighth
Oh,
graders and ninth graders.
nigga
I
trying to
said a
clean
lot.
it
That was
up, boy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I
Okay.
just don't think they would connect with this movie as much because of the way that it you know how kiddie it was. But I could be in the minority. A lot of people have been loving this movie, saying it's just as good as part one or on the same par. I just disagree because I think that its target audience that it tried to connect to, Pixar was kind of scared to mature the movie up a little bit for that audience. But like I said, I'm from the outside looking in totally, but anyway, I still like the idea of these movies continuing to happen down the line. Like, let's see Riley in college. Let's see Riley when she's a wife. Let's see Riley when she's in her elderly years. I would love to see that movie ironically keep happening. So, assuming that they can mature in a very not like a rated R PG-13, but just like an appropriate level for this audience as it grows with this. Overall, I give the movie a C plus. But like I said, I'm in the minority. People have been loving Inside Out too. Next review is for The Bike Riders. This is a movie starring Austin Butler and Tom Hardy. Austin Butler is a movie star, as I'm sure we all knew from Elvis. We all knew it from Dune Part 2, and he continues to just be an absolute presence on screen. A movie star here. We got Jodie Comer, who I was first introduced to in Ridley Scott's The Last Duel. She's a powerho's as well, man. She's been on my radar since that movie, and she's just so good in this as well. And Tom Hardy, the fucking Venom movies made me forget how fucking good he was. I'm not gonna lie, and he is just a standout in this film. I mean, he might be like top five out right now. Like just the way he's able to command the screen with just a look. I was like, yeah, he totally has it, man. Um, so far, I'm thinking like this movie would translate for me because I'm a big Sons of Anarchy fan, which is a show about motor. You ever heard about that show?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I figured it would like be like kind of similar up that vein, and I was totally right. It definitely appeases my sensibilities and very similar to Sons of Anarchy. In any gangster movie or any gangster show, whether it be a mafia movie or a hood movie, it follows that kind of normal trajectory of like what it's like to be in that life. You know, like there's a lot of like kind of steps that we always see in these kind of gangster movies, right? Like we kind of see the initiation phase, we kind of see the high life, we see the power trip, we see the guy, the main character, like, okay, I need to get out of this life, it's getting too crazy, and then we see the fall, which is very formulaic, but this is a perfect example of a movie that does that kind of formula, but you can still put your own stamp and your own flair on it and make it feel just as fresh as anything else. So I had a really good time with this movie, man. A lot of the film is just dedicated to just the actual motorcycle club hanging out, the guys just hanging out, drinking a beer, smoking cigarettes, fighting, doing motorcycle club shit. And it was the best because you really got a chance to really be like deeply invested with these characters, and just all the great performances that they had. We had Norman Reedus, of course, he'd be in a movie like this. He was cool in his little scene he had. Michael Shannon, Boyd Holbrook, just a lot of fun not cameos, but a lot of fun supporting cast as well. I only have two questions regarding this movie. Number one is every time I see like a movie or a show about like a motorcycle club, a bike club, these niggas never have jobs, but they have all this money. Like obviously they run drugs and stuff like that, but like nobody has a 9 to 5. They just sit at this motorcycle club all day, hang out. Seems like a cool life. And number two, they had this shit on in the movie. Like I like this kind of style, the grunge look, the vest, the motorcycle jackets. I would love to wear like some of this shit and wear like Dragon Con or some shit. Like I just loved it. It was great costume design. I give this movie an A, man. This is one of my top films of the year. I love The Bike Riders. It was amazing, in my opinion. Last review is for Thelma. For those who may be unfamiliar, this is the movie about the grandma who goes on a revenge quest because people scam her out of her damn money. I was so happy to see actress June Squibb, who you guys have probably seen play a grandma in so many movies over the years, get her first acting lead role at 94 years old, guys. Like that gives me so much hope. Maybe when I'm 94, the current era might finally pop off. And so as long as you stay with it and stick to the game, you have a chance. And she knocked it out of the park, man. You can tell she's been cultivating all these skills over the course of her career. She was amazing. Her co-star is the legendary Richard Roundtree, who you guys recognize from the original Shaft movies, and they're just so cute together, man. She reminded me of my grandma. I'm sure she'll remind you guys of your grandma to an extent as well. And it just has so many like natural like situational comedy. Like obviously the grandma who's trying to get it back in blood, that's going to have some obviously like a lot of comedy moments are going to arise from that, and they take full advantage of it in my opinion. It has themes of like dealing with your own mortality as you're getting older, which kind of really sad. It has like some really sad undertones to the movie as well, and like feeling like you're kind of like a burden to your family because you're older, which is real shit that people go through. And most importantly, I feel like this movie will feel people who watch this movie who are actually elderly people will feel deeply seen by watching this movie. I think that's just so important. Like every demographic, every sub demographic of people deserve their own movie, whether you be black, LGBTQ plus, nerdy, elderly. You deserve a movie that kind of caters to your lifestyle in a very organic way. I didn't like. I want to show my grandma this movie. This was such a refreshing watch, man. I give Thelma a B. It might go higher upon rewatch. This is a really good movie for me. It was really great, honestly. So yeah,
Awesome. A, B, and a C. Love to hear it.
C plus Inside Out 2. Let's talk some trailers, guys. We have the trailer for The Imaginary from renowned animator Yoshiyuki Momose. Probably said that wrong. Sorry. He did Spirited Away, the iconic film. It's
Yeah,
coming July
sure.
5th on Netflix. Actually,
Hmm.
what are your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, this didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. I recently watched Spirited Away for the first time. I think I talked about
Oh,
this
what'd you think
before,
about it?
but
I don't
I
think you
didn't
did.
like it. I didn't like it. It was
Oh.
I don't want to say that it was mid because it wasn't. But it just didn't do anything for me. Like I didn't care about it. I completely forgot it existed as soon as I watched it. But that was me watching it as a 30-year-old man. Maybe if I would have watched it when it came out, I'd have those nostalgia blinders on. Maybe, if I was 10 again and I still thought like a 10-year-old and I was able to let the imagination actually capture me and wash over me, as you love to say, maybe I would have liked it more, but I just didn't. I I'm trying to think. Like I don't think I enjoyed literally one thing in that movie. It was actually a slug to get through.
Have you
Um,
ever seen My Neighbor Totoro?
no.
Okay, that's another
Um,
classic one as well.
sure. Well, I mean, after, if anyway, yeah, this trailer it kind of it's so weird. Like all of these major motion picture Japanese films that are animation, they have to have um children. First of all, they have to have children. They have to go on this it's insane adventure with these weird characters. Like this super trippy things like have to happen. It's just like, bro, like I'm cool. Like I don't want to watch this or support this anymore. And this is coming from somebody who's watched anime their entire life, literally. But what's this movie called again?
The Imaginary.
There it is. Yeah, I have no interest in watching this. This looked like Spirited Away 2.0 to me, which it seems like everybody's trying to touch because it was so successful. Which, whatever, I get it. This isn't for me. I'm super cool.
Says the guy, by the way, guys, who loved The Boy and the Heron, which I walked out of. So
I didn't love
interesting.
that. I just thought it was good.
Oh, I could have sworn you said you loved it. Okay.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this seems to be the year of like imaginary friends, man. We had the imaginary horror film called Imaginary, which was god awful. And then we had the John Krasinski film If, which stands for Imaginary Friends. So this is always kind of the same plot in these kind of things. You know, it's like the kid who's afraid, or the imaginary friends are afraid that they'll forget who they are once they get older. It's been recycled so many times. I'd watch this, but it seems like a little bit like it's more on the kiddier side. One thing I can say about Japanese studio animation is that the animation is always god gorgeous, should I say. It looked amazing from like an animation standpoint, but the story did not grab me. I think it's just a little too kiddie. But yeah, I'm glad Netflix was able to grab something like this. It's interesting for them. We have the trailer for the new Tyler Perry film. He's back, guys. It's called Divorce in the Black, starring Megan Good and Corey Hardick, premiering July 11th on Prime Video. Releasing two movies in 1 year just kind of shows you his work ethic. I mean, you could say it's a good thing, but I think he's known to shoot movies in like 2 weeks. And for those who don't know, like guys, that is literally insane for a feature length film. My short film was like 2.5 weeks. But anyway, please give me your thoughts on this new Tyler Perry epic, The Divorce in Black.
I have been on a Tyler Perry ban for a longest, and it just doesn't seem to be working because this nigga still consistently puts out these same bullshit films. Um, the one shining light that I would give him is that he's going to cast black actors. He's going to have black people working for him, and he's going to put them in movies. Which is it. At the end of the day, that's a win. But Megan Good didn't need to do this. Like why? Like she's good. Well, I mean, maybe she isn't as good as as I would like to believe. Maybe she needed to check, but why did she agree to do this? Like, like um, we've seen this kind of Tyler Perry movie at least 7 times, and at least 3 times
So,
recently.
17. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he needs genuine help, bro. Like maybe maybe this nigga's trying to like J.K. Rowling, like put it in these certain places so people will understand like a code message. Like he needs help. Um, I'm not gonna watch or support this, but I probably won't have a choice because this seems like something Avi would love to just watch on like a random fucking Friday night. Unfortunately, so we'll see. But yeah, this looks ass. Everybody in it looks ass. Tyler Perry is ass, and yeah, ass.
Yeah, the problem with Tyler Perry, man, I think he, like you said, he needs help because I think he just has no yet he has all yes men around him. I think that and he needs to kind of divvy up his responsibilities. Like he's always the writer, the director, the producer. Like it's okay to split the talent up and do what you do good because obviously you do something good to have amassed this amount of talent. I mean, and money and fame and all that kind of stuff. But it's getting bad, man. And you kind of took the words right out of my mouth. Like I'm mad at this film because Tyler Perry has made this like literally this same film like 10 times. I don't know what his obsession is with black women going through trauma and then finding a good man. Like I don't know what like he loves that fucking movie style trope or whatever. But like you said, man, I have to credit him because he's giving people like Megan Good and Corey Hardick who have been in the game since they were teenagers. He's giving
Yep,
them work that I have to assume Hollywood isn't giving them.
sure.
You know, and so he's giving them leading roles. He's keeping their careers alive, and I have to credit that. Even though I hate the fact that he's making this film, I can't really fault Megan Good or I can't fault Corey Hardick. Maybe they just literally aren't getting anything from blockbuster movies, which I think they're both talented enough to be in. So it's really just kind of a weird situation with Tyler Perry. He does a lot of good, but I think he does a lot of harm as well, in my opinion. But I will be watching this because I have to see what the internet's talking about. Because like Mia Culpa, like the whole internet was talking about that. Even though that movie was horrible, it was just fun to be a part of the conversation. Um, we have the trailer for The Fabulous Four. This is starring Bette Midler, Susan Sarandon, Cheryl Lee Ralph. It's coming out July 26th. This is a movie with all the older women, sorry, going on a trip and shenanigans ensue. Shenanigans ensue. What are
Hmm.
your thoughts on this movie?
Yes, Girls Trip 45. How Stella got her groove back. Again, another one. Like, do we give a fuck about this? I don't think we do. I love me a comedy. Is this going to streaming?
Why are you talking like a slave? I loves me a comedy.
Well, I had a whole other thing to say. Is this going on
Mm.
streaming?
Come in the theaters, boy,
Okay.
buddy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This kind of movie is why streaming exists now. This is why it's so profitable. I don't know if this movie is going to make literally any money in theaters, but um, I think it'll do decently well on streaming when it's out on streaming a week after it releases in theaters. So um, I may catch it on streaming. I'm not, but yeah, this didn't look fun, cool, funny, interesting. Shout out to the actress from
Abbott Elementary,
Abbott Elementary, but I'm not
Shirley
watching or
Ralph,
supporting this. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Moesha. She played Dia Moesha. I'm so happy she's having a career resurgence. But anyway, yeah, I didn't laugh one time at this trailer, but I'd be a hypocrite to say this movie does not deserve to be made because, as I just said in my Thelma review, every demographic of people deserves to have a movie for them. So
Sure.
if 50-year-old women feel like they aren't having movies that represent what a good time is for them, 60-year-old women, then they deserve this movie. And so even though it's not for me, I'm totally okay with that. It's for somebody, I promise you. And so I hope they have fun with it. But yeah, moving on, we have the trailer for Smile 2 coming to theaters
Mm,
October 18th with Naomi Scott, my baby, Jasmine from the live action Aladdin reboot, Kimberly from the 2017 Power Rangers movie. She's back, or not, she's back. She's her first time in this franchise, but you never saw Smile 1, did you?
nope.
Will you be watching that in preparation for this, or do you not give a fuck?
Don't give a fuck. I don't get it. I was surprised with the amount of success that the first mile got, but then again, I never saw the movie.
Had a great
Um,
marketing campaign.
it did, it did. Even like it was in sports and everything, which is cool. Speaking of marketing campaigns, shout out to Bad Boys. I really think their marketing campaign was really great. I haven't really seen one that good since The Rock and Kevin Hart did Jumanji 2. It feels like that style of campaign is just dead. Where like they're going literally everywhere to campaign. I'm pretty sure that's why we got so many views on our Bad Boys review pod. Simply
Okay,
just
yeah.
because like it was just bots or like them buying up views. But yeah, whatever, help me. I don't give a fuck. Um, but yeah, anyway, I forgot where I was going.
Smile 2, Naomi Scott.
Smile too. Yeah. Didn't see the first one. I honestly I haven't heard like really anything good about it, like anything positive about the first film, aside from the marketing campaign. But it made a lot of money, so somebody liked it. or maybe everybody. I guess everybody was excited to see it because of the campaign, and then once they saw it, they were like, "What the fuck is this? What do I know?"
But keep in mind what making a lot of money is for a horror film. Just
A
to let you
hundred
know.
thousand. I mean, sorry, 100 million. That's a lot of money. 100 million, yeah. So but yeah. Anyway, whatever. Regardless, Smile 2 looks like more of the same from what I saw in the trailers of Smile 1. Um, so to say I'm excited to see this would just be a lie. I'm not. I don't. I'm not gonna watch this. What do you think about this, Monty? Was it any
Yes,
different?
no, it looks like the exact same film as Smile One. I do like the angle of Naomi Scott being this pop star and the smile thing is spreading amongst like her fans. Like that's kind of a cool angle, but unfortunately, the trailer didn't show me that really is anything that much different than the first one in terms of how it spreads. I was not a fan of the first one, guys. I know some people that are actually, but the first one just did not do it for me. And this looks like more of the same. I do like Naomi Scott. Aside from her being attractive, I do think she's talented. I want her to be successful. But yeah, I don't know, man, about this one. I probably will watch it because I'm a snob. Like when it comes to like, once I watch something, I have to watch like the sequel to season 2, even though I might hate it. Actually, I'm proud of myself, guys. I was watching Sweet Tooth, the final season, and I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not. For those who don't know, I've been watching Sweet Tooth for fucking years now. Hate watching it, literally.
Oh my
And
god!
I'm the kind of person when like if I watch a season 1, I have to watch season 2 and 3. But I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Fuck Sweet Tooth. I literally stopped watching it, and I feel great about myself. So yeah.
Wow, you win,
All
Monty.
right.
You win.
Last trailer here, guys, is for The Front Room, which is starring Brandy. This is in theaters September 6th, a new horror movie. I could have swore this was a BET Plus movie. I'm not gonna lie. And then I saw the A24. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is interesting. But what are your thoughts on The Front Room, the new horror movie starring Brandy?
Uh,
Moesha.
I'll let you go first on this one, Monty.
Yeah. At first I couldn't take it serious because they look so corny. It looked like a BET Plus movie. Saw the A24. I was like, okay. And then by the end of the trailer, I just thought to myself, this could be a fun time. I'm not gonna walk into this movie to take it serious. But I think that if I can have fun, if it's not derivative horror, which we've been getting so much of lately, it'll be worth my ticket. And so, what are your thoughts on it?
Did you get Out vibes from it at all?
Get Out, and John Wick have changed the landscape of film. But yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not really a good thing for me. I haven't
Get Out
had
mixed with The Visit. Go ahead.
I haven't had one Get Out derivative film experience that was good. Unfortunately, so once I started getting those vibes, I was just like, oh no. I definitely want to give Brandy a chance. A24 is a studio behind it, so typically their films are not just ABC. There's always something with them, whether that's good or bad. There's always something.
Right,
So,
something.
I don't know, man. I really don't know about this one. I'm kind of torn because I feel like I wasn't in love with the Get Out trailer either. Like I remember the first few trailers for that, I wasn't in love with it. Like I really went to see that movie on opening night on a whim, like dead ass. And I was just like, holy shit! I just thought one of the greatest things of all time. So will it happen again with with The Front Room and
I,
Brandy?
I'll put the over on it. I
I
promise you it won't.
mean, like I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm gonna go see this. I'm gonna go support this, but whew,
And just the
I,
premise of it is weird. Like, oh,
I'm
the
pretty much
grandma's raped.
expecting
And
disappointment.
she keeps throwing these little jabs at Brandy. Come here, nigger. I mean, come here, Jessica. Like, what? Sure, okay.
Yeah,
You got me, bitch.
yeah.
Um, let's move on to some other topics. Tubi has its most watched month ever. It surpassed Disney Plus, Max, Paramount Plus, and Peacock in viewership.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Hey man, people love the bullshit. I guess
Yeah. Tubi is an interesting
those some big
platform.
streaming services.
Yeah, I don't know. Tubi's interesting because it feels like at this point it knows exactly what it is and it knows its
It's leaning
audience.
into that. Yeah,
And yeah, and it just leans so heavily into it, which I mean, respect. I mean, like them niggas are still here. They've stayed afloat, and I've never heard anybody say that any Tubi movie is good, but I've always heard them say that they're nuts and entertaining on some level. So
right.
if Tubi, goddamn it! Shout out to you, bitch. It's your time. I can take over. I don't care.
It's kind of genius. I mean, like as a streaming service, a new one at that. How do you break through the Netflixes, the Paramount Pluses, the Amazon Primes without the money? You got to be
Yeah.
different, and they capitalized on people just wanting to see bullshit. So
Yep.
yeah. Timbaland and Swiss Beats are officially bringing the verses to Twitter/X after signing a deal with Elon Musk. During the pandemic, versus was a huge thing. We got Gucci Mane versus Young Jeezy, Brandy versus Monica, Neo versus Sean Garrett. Some really interesting stuff there. But do you think it's too much time has passed? You think people still care about verses? And do you think this could be a interesting thing?
Yeah, if they get the appropriate names, yeah. I mean, you know,
Right.
I mean, to me, Versus was over with like a year before they stopped, actually. So, um, but yeah, I mean, if they get I don't know, Drake
A,
versus
a,
Kendrick.
yeah, like that would never happen. Like a
Yeah,
Beyonce versus Rihanna would be a
yeah,
legendary, but that would never
yeah,
happen.
yeah. So I don't know. Elon Musk got a lot of money, so we'll see.
Very true. He
Rihanna would
did.
do anything for that money. So.
Oh wow. Man, the best era of the versus phase was when it was just early. People were just live doing 1-1-1. When they brought the whole versus platform out and they brought a stage and they got a little corporate, I was like, nah. Like that Neo versus Sean Garrett one is fucking insane. They were literally like hate each other.
To me,
Anyway,
it's
sorry.
it's the same thing with like Tiny Desk. Like I don't know how many of those you've seen over the
Right.
years,
Yeah,
but
right.
like
Yeah, agreed.
you
Agreed.
know, years ago when T Pain did it before he blew it up, it was just
It was
him. No, it was seriously like it was
yeah,
just
no.
him in a room, and then now niggas is bringing 30 members, a band, a chorus, a
Audience members.
musicians, a harps. Yeah, like what the fuck, like, but whatever,
Yeah.
same shit.
I totally agree with that Tiny Desk take actually. Eric Caprique, the showrunner for The Boys,
Mm.
says that Claudia Domit, she's the actress who plays Victoria Newman. She's the politician that pops your head off by looking at you. Her reaction in season 4, episode 1, was completely real. That was so basically. I know you don't watch The Boys season 4. In episode 1, Billy Butcher, Carl Urban, sends a picture of him spreading his asshole open to her, and it's kind of guised as like something that like information that she needs. And when she opens it on her phone, she goes, "What the fuck?" That was her actual reaction. So for The Boys fans, that's just so cool to me. All right, The Boys is nuts. Because why would they
Sounds
actually do
nuts.
that? Yeah. Speaking of her, by the way, guys, for The Boys fans, she actually dates Huey, Jack Quaid in real life, the Victoria Newman on the show. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Australian authorities used more than $100 million of taxpayer money to help develop Furiosa. This is funny. I have an Australian coworker, and I asked her about, like, did you like this rub you the wrong way? She was like, yeah, that's fucked up. But I mean,
Can they do
what else does
that
Australia?
legally?
What else does Australia have going for it? So who knows? Yeah,
Jesus. All right.
and the movie's flopping hard, even though I don't think it should flop. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I guess. I don't even know how they're legally able to do that, but apparently they are because they announced it. So cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's an alternate. Speaking of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which you mentioned earlier, which you need to watch. There's an alternate cut of that film, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It will officially come out on digital on July 9th.
This is
The
so
film
stupid to
will
me.
the film will include the entire movie with the original footage of the actors in the mocap suits.
Like nigga, I
That's
don't want to
that's
see
cool
it.
to me.
No,
That's cool to
no.
me though, because I know like these apes movies, like the performances are so good. Like I feel like people look at the apes and oh, these little stupid apes are animated. Like no, these are actual actors in mocap giving it their all. And so I would love to see this cut of the movie where we get to see the actual human beings
All
act as
right,
apes.
enjoy. Apes together, strong.
Sure.
What a wonderful
Wonderful
no, so
day.
cool.
Yes,
All
I
the
need to
fucking
see it.
TikTok edits are hilarious of that, by
They
the way.
are. The kids are going crazy with that.
They are a little too
Um,
crazy. Some of these niggas, some of these niggas.
yeah.
I'm not gonna start it. Go ahead.
Toho reveals that they have rules for all future Godzilla projects moving forward.
This was
This is
crazy.
so stupid to me. Godzilla is not allowed to die
Nope.
or prey on people or things. Like both
Mm-hmm.
of those are like shots at like Godzilla -1. I feel like, which is crazy because like that movie was so successful. But
How?
he died. Spoiler alert.
He didn't
And
die,
he
did he?
prayed. I mean, he came back to life at the end because he has fucking Deadpool healing factor. But he
Yeah. Okay,
definitely
I was about to
died.
say. Okay, nigga didn't die then.
He
So
died. He literally died.
He did
His
not
head was
die.
fucking blown the fuck off, nigga. What are you talking about?
That nigga's
Anyway,
alive. He's coming to fuck
and
back.
he was preying on that nigga the entire movie.
He was definitely
So
preying on our main character, like throughout this nigga's life. Holy shit, he was preying
that's
on
just
him.
Toho. I don't get this, but hey, I have no right to speak on it. You guys are the originators, but what are your thoughts?
I think what they were trying to get it to stay away from is just like a classic monster movie where it's just like Godzilla on the hunt versus this group of people or like this gang or whatever. Which, when you say it out loud, it sounds crazy, but I 100% believe that Hollywood has been like, all right, I got this idea for Godzilla. There's this team. He's hunting this team, and like they're like, no. Godzilla is a fucking menace. He's gonna hunt everybody. He's not gonna just hunt a group of people or whatever. So I don't know.
Do you think this is more a response to -1 or the American Western films?
Probably the more successful American Western films, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, Godzilla -1 was made locally, so I'm sure they went through all the proper precautions.
It was Toho though.
That's what I mean. It was made locally in
Oh,
Japan.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to say, like, you're not from Japan, so okay. Anyway, Power Book 4 Force, this is the show starring Tommy, is ending with its upcoming 3rd season, just like Power Book 2. I did watch episode 1 of Tommy, season 1. I couldn't do it. So, Tommy fans,
Damn.
sorry,
Gave up
guys.
on Tommy show?
Yeah. My Adventures with Superman, speaking of Jack Quaid from The Boys, Huey, he voiced Superman in the show, has been renewed for a season 3. I follow this one TikTok creator who just loves this show, and like his enthusiasm for the show makes me want to watch it. Like he like does like a breakthrough of every episode, so I might hop back on that train. But what are your thoughts on this? Okay.
I think that Jack Quaid has been doing a good job. I've watched halfway through season 1 of My Adventures with Superman. I never finished it for whatever reason. I don't really care. Sorry.
That's fair. I've been hearing Supergirl's pretty badass in season 2, so that's cool. Chris Rock, Terry Crews, and Tashina Arnold are reprising their roles in Everybody Hates Chris in an animated revival coming to Comedy Central. I'm not gonna lie, the Good Times revival came to mind, but I'm pretty sure if this original cast is coming back, it won't be anything like that bullshit.
Yeah.
By the way, Seth MacFarlane, fuck you, bitch.
Because that nigga knew what he was doing. That nigga knew what he was doing.
I think it's funded by the CIA. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this?
I think this is an interesting announcement to have them all back together again, to do like the little announcement video they did on Instagram or wherever you saw it. Excuse me. Huge fan of the original show. Hopefully Tyler James Williams can be involved in some aspect as well. But yeah, I mean, looks cool. Let's do it. I'm here for it.
You guys remember when we had Ocean Gate a year ago, when there was a missing submarine, and when they went to go visit the Titanic, all the billionaires? Well, yeah, they're doing a movie on that tragedy. It's currently in the works.
Wow.
Like I said in like a couple pods ago, man, like anytime something big happens or semi-big, the movie's coming out like the next year nowadays. And so I don't see how you can do this movie in good taste, to be honest. I'm like,
this is kind of fucked up.
The submarine exploding in like a nanosecond and everybody dies. Like, what's the end of this movie going to be?
It's going to be their loved ones' lives after. So the explosion's going to happen an hour 45 into
implosion.
Yeah, you're right. Implosion. The detonation. No, let me stop.
The CIA.
The scene itself is going to happen an hour 45. The last 15 is just going to be his family or their families trying to bounce back from this devastation.
So is the bulk of the movie just like them projecting what they're going through inside the submarine?
100%. Yes. Yep.
All right. A Megan spinoff titled Soulmate spelled SOULM8TE, like the Android, I guess, Android kind of wording, will release on January 2nd of 2026 in theaters. The film follows a man who acquires an android to cope with the loss of his recently deceased wife. Megan's getting spinoffs?
Right. Wait a minute. That's the news to me. Like, wait, Megan? The fucking January release Megan of last year? Was that last year or the year before? I don't remember.
That was last year. Blumhouse is nuts. Blumhouse is the new fucking Sony. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Okay. Megan spinoff about a guy creating an android because his wife died. There's been talk for a long time about androids replacing people and or replacing girlfriends anyway, girlfriends in relationships. So okay, I guess this is what's going. Maybe they're going to give us a taste into the future. Unfortunately, this is going to be the classic man versus machine, which typically I love, but in this instance, it can only go one way. So um, I'll be there opening night, but I'm not excited for
Me
this.
too. Me too. God damn it! I hate fucking Clubhouse. Yeah,
Megan cameo.
Megan can't be at the end, bro. The post credit scene is it the Android linking up with Megan.
Oh
I
God!
heard you've been doing my bidding.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, this sounds like a Black Mirror episode. Excuse me. If Avi were to, well, I'm not gonna say that. What would you replace Avi? Not replace. If something, if something were to happen to Avi, would you get a robot Avi with her soul intact? Not in soul, not her soul, but like her memories and her personality up, updated into the robot.
Uh, yeah. No, I would not do that.
Okay.
I would die alone.
That boy, is she here next day? That boy hit swim. All right.
Oh man.
Sony confirms. Shout out Avi, by the way. Sony confirms Uncharted 2 is happening.
Yeah.
Um, the first
Tom
one, like
Holland.
I always say, guys, the first one's not a bad movie at all. But
Hmm.
part two is nuts. I'm sorry, like it's one of those movies where like you watch it, like yeah, it's cool, that's cool, like kind of like Jungle Cruise, like that was cool, but like, do we need fucking Jungle Cruise 2? Do we need
We fucking
Uncharted 2?
do. Yes. We need Jungle Cruise 2. Emily Blunt, The Rock, please come back. Um, Uncharted 2 is interesting though. I guess Tom Holland has a certain window of availability, and they see him as. I mean, honestly, I think this is probably the plan all along. I mean, the Uncharted games are a series, and I'm sure the movie did well enough to where they were like, okay, this is the introduction. Now we can do bigger and better things in part two. So let's do it. Let's give it a chance.
Uncharted 2, Uncharted can get a sequel before Tomb Raider can't. Mm-mm-mm. Will
Mhm.
this Uncharted 2 make you want to potentially watch part 1 and see part 2 in theaters?
Probably not. It depends on who they bring on and what storylines they try to go through. We'll see.
I'm sure Mark Wahlberg will return as well.
Oh, he's coming back.
Um,
That nigga's not missing a payday.
yeah, and yeah. Lethal Weapon 5 is moving forward with Mel Brooks set to direct. I've never seen actually any Lethal Weapon movies.
Mm.
This might be the movie that makes me like how Dial of Destiny, Indiana Jones made me watch all the Indiana Jones movies. This might be the movie that makes me go back and watch all these movies because I mean I heard they're
Mm.
classics, but I don't know. Have you ever
Uh,
seen any of these movies?
I've seen all of them multiple times.
Oh wow.
1 and 4 are the best. 2 and 3, they're fine. Like they exist. But it's funny. Like Lethal Weapon was like Rush Hour before Rush Hour, and then like Rush Hour came and just like completely killed it off because Rush Hour was so much better and so much more wildly successful. Um, but shout out to Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. I think both of them are great in their own right, and I think both of them are great together. But when Lethal Weapon 4 happened in I think '98 with Jet Li, like right before Jet Li became a huge mega fucking star, um, I wasn't sad that it was over. I was like, okay, great. Here's Rush Hour. Here's Jackie Chan and fucking Chris Tucker. Yeah, this is way better. But Lethal Weapon 5, holy shit. 30 years later, almost. Literally.
These niggas are well. Danny Glover like he about to keel over any minute. So
Wait, I mean, there's no way both of them can come back. Well, then again, we just saw Bad Boys 4 with 65-year-old Martin Lawrence. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be there opening night. I mean, what the fuck you want me to say? I'll be there opening night. Can't wait. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
is it more of a comedy like Rush Hour, or is it more of like a action buddy cop with comedy elements?
It's a buddy cop comedy. Yeah, it's literally Rush Hour. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think Rush Hour is like more amped up because of the personalities of Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker in terms of the comedy. But
Who's
this
the
like
straight man and who's the comedic out of the two?
Mel Gibson's the straight and then Danny Glover's the well. I guess they kind of
Danny
alternate.
Glover? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Yeah, but like he's more of like a dry humor. He's not like Chris Tucker where come on, man. Like he's
Come
he's
on,
he's
Lee, damn,
yeah.
man. Lee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
But
All right.
whatever.
Spaceballs 2 is in the works with Mel Brooks and Josh Gad. Um,
Never heard of
Spaceballs was
this.
of course, the iconic Star Wars spoof film. You never saw Spaceballs?
Never heard of it.
Wow. Yeah, it came out like in the 90s. It's an iconic like riff on the OG trilogy. Like it has a very big cult following. And so at first I kind of rolled my eyes at this, but I was like, hold on. With all the Star Wars shit with the Disney era, they have a lot to draw from if they're going to do this movie. And so this could actually really be good if they make fun of Disney, which I hope they do because fuck Disney. So yeah, Spaceballs 2, guys, happening.
So this is a spoof, like scary movie.
Kind of like like a spoof. Yep, yeah, of Star Wars.
Okay, interesting.
Ice Cube says that the fourth installment in the Friday franchise is finally in the works at Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too late? What's your excitement level for this?
My excitement level is through the fucking roof, as it should be, as somebody who actually loves the Friday franchise. I know you, as a black man, don't like Friday, which is very weird for you as a black man, because
Don't
all
speak
black
for me.
people are supposed to like Friday,
Don't speak
but
for
you
me.
don't like it. So, yeah. Friday 4, be there opening night, Rush Hour 4. I need it too. Chris Tucker, you need to do both. Bring your ass on. Can't wait. Let's do it.
Guys, I do not dislike the Friday films. I just don't love them as much as everybody else did. Now, I did not see them when they came out. I saw them in my later years. Actually, funny today at work. Actually, today at work, there was a discussion about Players Club with Lisa Ray and Ice Cube. I said I never saw it, and like my entire coworkers like Joan the fuck out of me. Even a white dude was like, "You didn't
Yeah,
see
you should
Players
be.
Club?"
Yeah, you should be
A
embarrassed.
white dude gave me a piece of paper like, "Give me your black card." Like, so yeah,
Whoa.
that happened.
Okay,
But
wait a minute. Wait, whoa, wait.
he's cool. Though. He's cool. He's cool.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out, Chess. Yeah,
Jesus.
let's talk DC and Marvel news.
This nigga mine just got violated at work. Are you okay, my nigga?
HR.
Right, yeah.
A Blue Beetle animated series is in the works.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why have you never seen Players Club? Who gives a fuck about Blue Beetle animated? Skip that. Let's talk about the Players Club. Why have you never seen the Players Club?
Interestingly enough, I've never seen Players Club, but I've seen all the Lisa Ray clips as Diamond for obvious reasons. Jesus Christ! But I'll watch it one day. I'll watch. It's just one of
I
those movies
don't
that
get it.
escape me.
I don't understand how I'm the one that doesn't support and like black media on this pod when you've never seen Players Club, you don't like Friday,
Okay, but
you
unlike you,
hate Boys in the Hood.
I don't go.
What?
First of all, I love Boys in the Hood is a great movie. I don't go. Unlike you, I do not go out of my way to be like, oh, black movies, no.
I literally never do that.
I just haven't seen them. I just haven't seen them.
Got it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Are
Anyway, back to the real news, bitch. Blue Beetle
you?
is getting an animated series in the works.
Oh,
This series will serve as some sort of continuation of the movie. Like you said, who gives a flying fuck?
Like,
The Mexicans don't care. We don't care. The Blue Beetle fans don't care.
It's crazy how they didn't give a fuck about this movie. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm done with them. I'm done supporting them. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, the Blue Beetle movie is not bad. It's just so
No, it's not.
aggressively mediocre that it's bad to me. So anyway, Sean Levy, director of the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie, says that he would love to make a Deadpool and Spider-Man film. His quote is, "The thing about Deadpool is I think he makes everything more interesting because of his audacity. But boy, I'd sure love to see Deadpool and Spidey. That's the movie I'd love to make. I feel like Tom Holland would run circles around everyone else." Thoughts?
No. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
You're so grumpy.
No, I don't. No, I don't want this. But then again, Tom Holland is in the back half. He's supposed to be an adult now. No, I don't want this.
No, he's not. He's supposed to be a college student. He's not supposed to be an adult.
So you're not an adult in college?
No, nigga, you're fucking 19. You fucking.
That's an adult.
Oh, okay, so you want? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Okay.
Is 19 not an adult?
It is, but they're still kids, man. They're still kids. I don't look at a college kid and a freshman in college. But look at that adult. Look at that grown man right there. I'm like, look at that kid.
All right. Any fucking way. Yeah, who gives a fuck about it? No, this nigga's not doing it. Sure, have enthusiasm, bitch, but you're not. So stay away, because I already know this fucking Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be so aggressively mediocre. I just know it is. Um, I'll be
And
there
are you
opening
still
night, by the way.
are you gonna watch Deadpool 2 at all? Please watch it.
I don't want to, so no.
Why?
Why do I have to?
Why the fuck would you rewatch Jungle Cruise instead of watching shit that like can give you content that can give you context in movies that you're about to see? And I
That's
promise
okay.
you that Deadpool 2 is not bad.
If I miss out on literally anything in that movie, then it's my fucking fault. I have nobody to blame but myself, and I'm okay with that.
How can you be a fan of movies and Marvel and just skip out on like movies completely? Okay, he's not going to entertain me, guys.
I'm
I love the idea of Spider-Man and Deadpool teaming up. They team up in the comics a lot. They have such very different. One's like kind of the bright, bushy-tailed, Spider-Man, and the other one's like
bushy.
Deadpool,
Wow,
bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Anyway,
analysis. Okay.
I think Tom Holland and Ryan Reynolds will be a lot of fun on screen together. I'd be here for it. Sure, why not? I don't want Deadpool to fall into the trap though of feeling like he has to team up every movie to team up to get ticket sales because he really doesn't have to do that.
Ticket sales.
But
Hmm.
yeah,
I feel
but
like they're gonna
that'll
put him.
that'll make a billion easily. But
Will it?
you think
Spider-Man
Spidey and
and
Deadpool
Deadpool?
won't make a fucking $1 billion guaranteed?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Um. Okay. Whatever. I mean, I'd see it, but sure.
Spider-Man alone is going to get you the damn 700 million. You think Deadpool can get you the rest?
Hmm. I mean, it would have to be like another. Okay. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Sure.
Anyway, speaking of Spider-Man, guys, MJ will continue to be Peter's main love interest in Spider-Man 4. A director for the movie actually has been hired. We don't know who that is yet. The filming will begin this fall. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on MJ still being the love interest, even though she forgot about him in the last movie? But then again, it's
uh,
Zendaya, so do they have a fucking choice?
no, they don't. She's coming back. I wonder fucking why. Yeah. Um, Shout out to Tom Holland and Zendaya. I think they're adorable. Their little relationship that they have, and I can't wait till it's over so they can like go through that phase of like distancing themselves from each other. Then we can get like the real films from them. But yeah, for now they're still together, so we're gonna see them on screen together. They can do their press tours together, and did I give a fuck about MJ being back? I'm sorry. No, who cares? I guess this will be a one-sided love affair, but I'm sure we're going to spend the first 20 minutes of part 4 of Spider-Man trying to rectify what he did in part 3. So once he rectifies it and he gets MJ back, maybe it'll be better. But like, do I need their on-screen relationship to care about these Spider-Man movies? I don't need it literally at all. That's my opinion.
I don't need it, but granted, I'm not gonna lie, it is a cute relationship. Zendaya and Tom are fucking cute together, whatever. Um, I wouldn't mind though if they moved on for a little bit at least. We can bring MJ back down the line. Let's get Gwen Stacy in there and let's have her be a black woman as well, because that would mean that's be his third black woman in a row, which will confirm that Peter Parker loves to swirl around. And so I want a black Gwen Stacy played
Jesus.
by. Let's do somebody dark skin this time. I don't know. I'll think about it and get back to you guys. But anyway, yeah, Zendaya's back. It's no surprise. In terms of video game news, guys, there are trailers to 2 video games you guys might be interested in. The first one is a Quiet Place video game. It's coming later this year on PC and consoles. That could be a kind of like a Silent Hill kind of game, very scary if it's done right. So that could be really cool. If you want to watch that trailer, it's out now. There's also a trailer for the new Mario and Luigi Brothership game coming November 7th. This is like Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, which I used to love that fucking game, by the way.
So fun.
What's that style of gameplay called again? Where you're like Pokemon
RPG.
almost? RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like another RPG. I don't know if it's a sequel to Partners in Time, but
No,
looks okay.
it's just
But
a new entry in that mainline Mario and Luigi RPG games, which is it's funny, dog. Those games have been coming out since the Nintendo 64 with Paper Mario. It's
call me dog.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Okay, Randy Jackson.
It's crazy how fun these games are, and how consistently good they've been since the fucking 90s. So I'm super excited for this one. I can't wait to play it. Let's get it.
Yeah, dog. All right, moving on. Sean Schimmel confirmed, this is voice of Goku, guys. Confirms that he has recorded dialogue for Goku's Super Saiyan 4 form in the upcoming Dragon Ball Sparking Zero game. So, I mean, I know you've expressed that you don't care about this game, but we're getting Super Saiyan 4. That's pretty cool, isn't that right, dog?
I wish I like understood the joke.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dog. I'm
I
sorry for that.
guess. I guess. Why wouldn't Super Saiyan 4 be in there? I mean, but
Because
then
it's not
again,
canon.
I know
That's
literally
why.
nothing
That's why
about
it's a
the. I
big deal.
mean, GT is always in there. They nigga since fucking Budokai 2 and 3, like GT has been in there. So canon or canon and shit does not matter. Like,
Okay.
so yeah,
I didn't know that.
I don't get why this is news, but I don't play the games, so okay. So all you
But
niggas
Sean
out there
Schimmel's
that's
voice
excited
has Sean Schimmel always voiced Goku in these games?
since the 90s,
In the games?
since the 90s, yeah,
Okay,
it's
bitch,
been
I didn't
him.
fucking know.
Yeah, go
All
back and
right.
check.
Last video game
Mhm.
news, which I think is just so cool, guys. George R.R. Martin, who of course is the writer of the Game of Thrones universe, the books, House of Dragon, all that shit. He is credited with writing a majority of the lore and story for Elden Ring, which is just so cool. I didn't know that. Elden Ring fans probably know that already, but that's just so cool to me. I mean, it makes sense why Elden Ring looks so fucking epic and its scale looks so cool because somebody like
Mhm.
George R. Martin is behind, doing all that. Well, not all of it, but some of it, which is pretty cool. But what are your thoughts on that? You already know
Interesting.
this?
I didn't know that, but I could believe it honestly. So shout out to George R. R. Martin. But this nigga is too busy writing fucking Elden Ring to finish these fucking books. So he's still mad that they went ahead and did. Never mind. Let me not get into that. So yeah, shout out to George R. R. Martin.
Fun fact, guys, about George R. R. Martin, he's been mapping out the Game of Thrones world since he was in middle school. Like he has like notebooks and just him and like middle school, just like mapping out Essos and Westeros, and so this is a real world to him. That's just so cool to me. Um, anyway, okay,
Fucking
last bit.
nerd. It's just so cool. He's mapping this out for us. Shut up. Fucking dork. This nigga. He has notebooks. He has receipts. Go ahead, Monty.
Last bit of news here, guys. Rest in peace to Donald Sutherland, who has passed away.
Monty, why do you always do this? You always do this.
What do I always do?
You always do this,
Do what?
bro.
What do I always do? What? What?
First, go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Donald Sutherland, guys, passed away at age 88. For those, his most prominent role is President Snow in the Hunger Games films. I guess you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself have a movie, a prequel about yourself, that was what Songbirds and Snakes was. And that was a shout out for real. Shout out Donald Sutherland, though. 88, man, crazy. Rest in peace.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I had that in my notes too. When I said that, I was like, that's not translating.
Look, man. RIP. This nigga Monty. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm never gonna repeat what he just said. RIP to Mr. Sutherland and
Great villain, by the way. One of the best villains in the his era of film. I feel like he's a great President Snow.
I was about to say in the MCU. That's not what it's called. It's the HCU. No.
HGCU.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, Monty. You're the best. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. I know you're still here. I know you're still here. You didn't click off yet. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below, bitch. I know you're here. All three of those. Thank you.
Why would you call? Okay.